Just like that, here we are, down to the divisional rounds in the NFL. 8 teams remain and only 4 will advance into next weekend. We're going to preview, break down, and predict each matchup of the weekend. Last week I asked you all your thoughts on the Super Bowl winner. The majority picked the Dallas Cowboys. And 46% of the poll is already wrong. Good thing is, it's a new week, so we all get to start over with a fresh new slate. Let's get into some picks. The number 1 seed in the NFC, the San Francisco 49ers, get to make their playoff debut Saturday at 8:15 p.m. EST. They host the Green Bay Packers. The spread here is at 9.5 with the over-under at 50.5. If you're San Francisco, it's a dream come true that you got home field advantage. It's going to be estimated about 62 degrees. They kind of just get to watch everybody play in the cold. And I'd wager that McCaffrey and Debo with fresh legs are going to be tough sumbitches to stop. Along with Kittle and others, of course. And for about the last month or maybe going into 2 months now, they've had by far the best odds to win the Super Bowl. With really only one period of time, about a 3-week period where they were not themselves, but they were losing to good teams at the same time. And one ass beating by the Ravens. Other than that, the Niners, it's been all business as usual. Everything shows signs of them going back to an NFC championship. That's kind of where they live at. And as for the Packers, well, last week, you know what happened. Green Bay went into Jerry World and whooped Dallas yet again. Jordan Love and Aaron Jones were amazing. Dallas put up some good numbers, but they weren't ready to go in the first half. And that made all the difference in the world in that game. Yes, I was surprised, and yes, I'm extremely impressed with the Packers. How about the NFC North having 2 teams remaining? Meanwhile, none remain in the NFC East. The Packers' defense is banged up from last week, mainly the secondary. Jonathan Owens, Jair Alexander, Darnell Savage. On offense, they're pretty much good, though. Jaden Reed is the only wide receiver that is on the injury report right now, but Jaden Reed's going to play. And for the Niners, the scary part here is Greenlaw. Greenlaw is the only guy questionable, and he's a massive piece to this defense, but that's very good. That's exactly what you want if you're a Niners fan. Just one injury. It just shows you how important the number 1 seed is and getting home field advantage throughout, and the bye. You only have to win 2 games to get to the Super Bowl. That's a fucking sweet deal. The Packers historically have had trouble in San Francisco. Niners versus Packers in the playoffs all time. Niners are 5-4. They've won 4 straight in the playoffs against the Packers. Yeah, the Packers haven't beaten San Francisco in the playoffs since Brett Favre was the quarterback in 2002. This far along in the season, in the divisional rounds, I do think 9.5 is still too much. And you can make a case then that they're due to beat the Niners, and you could probably make a great case about that. I'm not going there though. I'm going with the 49ers to win this, and I'm not saying it's going to be easy because I do not have the Niners to cover this game. But I'm pretty confident in saying the Niners are going back to the NFC Championship yet again. It's kind of what they do. The number 4 seeded Tampa Bay Buccaneers go on the road to the number 3 seeded Detroit Lions, where Detroit is favored by 6.5 and the over-under is at 49.5. This game is on Sunday at 3 p.m. EST. Both starting quarterbacks of these teams have great feel-good and success comeback stories, if you will. Like our good friend Howling Harry here said in the comments section of a poll, Baker just in the last couple of years has been traded away only to be dropped and then picked up for whoever. Finally finds a great home in Tampa Bay and another playoff win. Meanwhile, Cleveland loses. Also had to feel especially good for Goff playing against his own team. And then what head coach Dan Campbell says to him in the locker room, hey, you're good enough for the Detroit Lions. It's got to feel special. That's a great story. Both of them get to collide, and the good thing is, one of them is going to win and get to move on as well. Now, Detroit was in the much closer matchup. Tampa Bay wiped the floor of the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Lions was really the only team that played in a close game. I mean, I guess 31-17 Buffalo. But but that really wasn't close either. Baker threw for 337 and 3 touchdowns against the Eagles. Goff threw for 277 and 1 passing touchdown against the Rams. But the Lions have been great on the ground all year long, and they didn't change that. Montgomery and Gibbs each got in the end zone once. Both teams got to be on cloud 9 for what they were able to do, but not satisfied yet. There's still work to do here. For starters, on offense, Laporta is the only one questionable as of right now. Everyone else, even on defense, is healthy and ready to go. For Tampa Bay, you got a couple of key injuries. Godwin is one of them again, and Shaq Barrett is another. And Shaq Barrett, that's a huge one, but I would imagine he plays. In the regular season, the Lions were 6-2 at home, but the BUCS were 5-4 on the road as they traveled pretty well. This team also met in the regular season. It was in Tampa Bay, but they were not able to keep up with the Lions. Detroit won by 2 touchdowns, a 20-6 victory, way back in October. And I'm honestly thinking that more of the same is going to happen this week. Now, I'm going on record and saying the BUCS will score more than 6. I know that's getting crazy here. But I just don't think they have enough to keep up with Detroit. Detroit at home obviously is a motherfucker. And they're a damn good football team. That's not to say Tampa Bay isn't. But I think Detroit is ready for this. And I think that they do win. And I am going to say that Detroit covers this. But I'm a big fan of the under in this one. This may be the only time that I associate the under with Detroit in the playoffs. For the most part, let's just hope that this round is much closer. Let's hope all of them are close. But hey, Bucs fans and Packers fans, tell me why your team is going to win in the comments section below. I would love to hear why. I can't wait to talk NFC and AFC championship football with you guys next week, and look out for some NBA shit along the way. But until then, guys, that's it. You'll catch me in the next one. And if you follow along other leagues like the NBA, well, we also cover that too here. So give a like and subscribe. Maybe share this with a buddy. You guys can talk shit about how mostly right I am. And also on that rare occasion when I am flat out wrong. That's going to do it, guys. Make sure you're subscribed for more of America's Sports.